What's good, ladies and gentlemen? So today, welcome to video number 4 of my mini video series pre-launch of my SK Wealth Academy. Today, I want to talk about the well-known narrative and oft-repeated narrative that knowledge is power. That is completely wrong, and I'll tell you why. You can have a lot of knowledge up here, but if you don't know how to apply it in the real world to improve your life, that knowledge is useless. So that meme or narrative should be modified to say that application of knowledge in the real world is power. But if you don't know how to apply it, then you could have the most brilliant knowledge floating around in your brain and still have it be completely useless and worthless to you. So I believe today that the institutional global academic system is a broken system that supports a broken system of testing knowledge, which is the exam system that is highly based upon regurgitation of facts and formulas, and one that does not really improve a student's ability to understand and apply any knowledge in the real world. Ask any Harvard University engineering graduate to move a 20-ton stone block 20 meters and then to stand it up from a horizontal position to a vertical position in the ground using only wood, pebbles, counterweights, and his or her own strength as the final exam to pass or fail an introductory engineering class. How many students do you think would fail or pass that class? I would fathom every single student is going to fail that test. But yet, there are videos circulating around on the internet with far less quote-unquote educated people, because they don't have the advanced academic degrees from prestigious universities, of people accomplishing this exact feat. So who is more educated? The person with the engineering diploma from this impressive university who doesn't know how to use the knowledge they learned in school in the real world, or the person without an engineering degree that may perhaps have never even gone to school, that understands how to use engineering concepts to achieve real tasks in the real world? The answer to me, and it should be to you as well, should be the person without the high academic degree, but an ability to know how to use his knowledge in the real world. How many times have you heard someone mired in boring lessons in an academic classroom state? When am I ever going to use this in life? The answer to this question is unfortunately never. And in almost every case, the student raising this question has the absolute right to do so, because education is not about the accumulation of facts or knowledge, as most schools mistakenly use as the framework in which they immerse students to quote-unquote learn in order to award them with degrees. So at SK Wealth Academy, I believe this boredom that is really exploding through a lot of academic classrooms today is not born out of the fact that students don't want to learn. It's because the whole learning methodology is completely wrong. So at SK Wealth Academy, I believe that education is learning the proper knowledge that we can apply in the real world to improve our lives and the lives of others, and that all knowledge that does not fit into this category has no place in academics, as it is close to worthless. I also believe that education that does not bridge the connection between learning a skill and learning how to apply that skill in the real world to improve our lives is close to worthless as well. So there's a substantial and marked and paramount difference between the saying that knowledge is power, which it is not, and my saying that understanding how to apply knowledge in the real world to improve your life is real power. If knowledge were truly power, then why doesn't every school in the world require all students to study string theory and the reproductive systems of kangaroos? This type of knowledge is real knowledge, but it's hardly the type of knowledge one can use to improve one's life or the lives of others. Well, at least string theory, because it's just theory, at least not yet, although in a few years, maybe moving forward, we will be able to use string theory that becomes string fact, or some other iteration of string theory that becomes string fact, to actually invent creations that will improve our lives. But unfortunately, this is exactly the type of knowledge that teachers teach in classrooms all around the world. And I'm not saying learning string theory is useless, because to scientists, that learning and understanding string theory can then forward, development of theories that can then become fact and be used in real world application. So it's a step, at least, towards a positive step of application. But I'm saying there's a lot of quote unquote knowledge taught in school that there is no step to that higher goal of application in the real world. And that's what I believe is critically missing from every single academic classroom in the world. And that's what I intend to solve through all the exercises I developed in SK Wealth Academy, because I actually spent an entire year of my life developing exams. Because think about if I had thousands of pages, thousands of audio files, and I'm actually recording, in the process of recording all the audio files for all the courses so that you can download them and listen to them on your iPod as you go to work, and if you ride the subway, or even as you're driving in your car. So it's one way you can save time in learning all the information in my courses. But when I developed all 20 of my courses, think about how long the process took for me to develop all these exams. But once I came to this epiphany, hey, people that take my academy may get all this rich, complex, great information, but if I'm not teaching anyone how to transform the knowledge of this information to improve their lives or the lives of their communities on a local scale, which then hopefully can translate into a national scale and then eventually the global scale, at least that's my dream, then it's really useless. So I scrapped an entire year's worth of work and then developed exercises that I created to help people understand how to apply the knowledge that they're going to learn from my courses into the real world. So that concludes lesson 4 of this series, and I think that's going to be it for kind of the introduction as far as why I created SK Wealth Academy. And the next series is going to be about the actual 20 courses. So there'll probably be 20 different mini videos explaining each course that you can come back and watch. Remember to follow my podcast on the Tao of SK Wealth Academy podcast.blueberry, BLUBRRY.net to listen to more fascinating topics such as this one. As always, remain intensely curious, never lose your curiosity, and until then, bless up.